Hello, good morning, and welcome to This Date in History, also known as TDH. This show is all about the events that occurred to date in years past, both recognized by actual historians, but mainly things that we personally find intriguing enough for us to bring to you. The sources of this information come from the Smart Device application, Today in History, What Happened Today in History, Historical Calendar, and the website onthisday.com. For links to those sources, music, and anything else potentially interesting that we might gather throughout the show, check the underbar of the description below. Anyway, I am A.O. Xander, and I am currently being joined by...
Meat Cleaver.
Yep, Leave It to Beaver, the Meat Cleaver. Today is Moon's Day, also known as Monday, August 15th, 2022. So, what happened on this date, you may ask? Well, starting in the year 778, during the Battle of Roncevaux Pass, Roland, commander of the rear guard of Charlemagne's army, was defeated by the Basques. The Basques? The Basques?
I don't know.
Something in there. In 1461, Louis the 11th was crowned King of France at Reims Cathedral after the death of his father, Charles the 7th.
So he's the next in line.
Yeah, royal coronation.
Yeah.
Every time I see that picture, I just Squidward nose. You know, he has a conch. You know. Then 1861, Abraham Lincoln ordered reinforcements to be sent to Missouri.
Reinforcements for what?
Civil War.
Yeah,
1861.
Yeah.
So maybe it was just before the outbreak, or actually, when did the Civil War start? When did Civil War start? April 12th. 1861, so
okay.
It's already started.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
that's why the reinforcements.
Yeah.
The war started.
Mm-hmm. Well, it could also be like, like in preparation, like, militarizing the border, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But no, the war had started. So, going up into 1892, the fourth and last British government of William Gladstone formed. So, I don't think it's like, this is like the seventh time I've said, the government of, this guy.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if that's just his cabinet, like.
Well, yeah, okay.
It
was formed, it says,
yeah.
Right? Yeah.
So, but like he didn't form an entirely new government and take over, London, Or
no, but that'd be all his people come in.
Yeah.
And it's like a cabinet or whatever he has.
I think so.
Yeah.
I have that right.
Yeah.
Any Brits out there who know a little bit more about the history of your politics and the structure and everything, if you know the answer to that question, please leave a comment in the comment section. Moving on up into 1906, King Edward VII of Great Britain visited German Emperor Wilhelm II to discuss the escalating rivalry between their nation's naval forces.
He's so silly.
So yeah, I remember, I think we talked on Saturday about them not being happy about the naval stuff. The UK versus Germany.
Yeah.
Before World War I.
Yeah.
That was, I think it was 1908 last time. But this is 1906. So this is obviously, part of the build-up towards, the First World War.
Yeah.
Which, actually, if I'm correct, Wilhelm II here, like in 1916 or something, started the Schlieffen Plan, which was very navally focused.
Oh.
Because Great Britain, is like they've been the lords of the seas for centuries.
Right. Right.
So to go against them naval wise, is a bold endeavor, but they tried. 1914, a male servant of American architect Frank Lloyd Wright set fire to the living quarters of the architect's Wisconsin home, Tylesine, murdering 7 people and burning the living quarters to the ground. Wow. Wow.
Jeez.
Now, servants, is that are they talking about a slave or is this a paid servant?
I don't think it'd be slaves.
Yeah. But then why would you, if you're a paid servant, why would you burn down things, killing people? Just quit, Well,
I can't answer that, but
that's too much. 7 people died because of this.
Well, if it's like a revolt, then it just gets the old gang mentality and takes off.
A revolt, but why? Go just get another job,
Well, it's not, you could be blackballed, you could be unemployed forever. I'm just making stuff up, but
That's
it
true.
could be 100 of things. You're talking about very powerful people.
Yeah.
They're serving.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's still a shame, though. 7 people died.
Yeah.
Anyway, also in 1914,
There he is.
Dinant, Belgium, was destroyed by German bombs. Lieutenant Charles de Gaulle, at the age of 24, was injured. So this was during the First World War.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, a lot of these people served. Churchill served, Patton, Hitler.
I still remember Charles de Gaulle being the Prime Minister of France back in the
Yeah.
day.
Yeah. No, Charles de Gaulle was, he was a Banff.
Yeah.
So, if it wasn't for him, I don't think there'd be a French today.
I don't agree with that.
I don't know.
It may look a little different, but it'd still be there.
Yeah, maybe. Also in 1914, International Lawn Tennis Challenge, New York City, New York. Norman Brooks defeated U.S. Dick Norris Williams 6-1, 6-2, 8-10, 6-3 to give Australasia unassailable 3-1 lead, win the 3-2.
Lawn tennis.
Lawn tennis. So what is that?
Played on lawn, just like Wimbledon. Wimbledon
okay.
still today is.
Yeah, it's on a paved.
No, it's grass. That's it's one of the few tournaments left, if not the only one. There may be something in New York still played on lawn, on a smaller scale. But yeah, Wimbledon's played on grass. All those are grass courts.
Okay. Wow, looks like we're stuck in 1914. U.S. Secretary of State William Jennings Bryan, in a letter to J.P. Morgan, Jr., declared that loans to any of the belligerents go against U.S. neutrality. So, loans against, loans to Germany, loans to Austria, Hungarian Empire, Ottoman Empire, stuff like that.
Would it be also private enterprise? Loans to private enterprise?
Yeah, no,
that's what I was thinking initially.
Much like how, we do sanctions against, China and Russia and
Yeah.
stuff today, this is essentially a loan sanction,
Yeah.
don't help anybody. And to belligerents, which is either side. So France, UK, stuff like that. Or I guess belligerents, not on both sides, belligerents are aggressors. So it would be, the Central Powers.
If they're your opponent, they're an aggressor.
Well, no, in a conflict, if you're from a neutral stance,
Yeah.
and you see, two nations fighting, who's the one who's attacking the other one? So that's what I would believe.
That's aggression, not belligerence.
So
Belligerence is a different word.
So what's a belligerent?
Belligerent is someone that's attacking a grief or something.
So Well, anyway, this is 1914, so this is when it just started. So
But what I'm saying is, if you disagree, you're belligerent. If you agree, I'm not quite sure what the word would be, but you'd be in agreement with it, so they're not belligerent.
inclined to or exhibiting assertiveness, hostility, or combativeness, waging war specifically, belonging to or recognized as a state at war and protected by and subject to the laws of war. Belligerent definition and meaning. Anyway, 1917, poets Wilfred Owen and Siegfried Sassoon first met at Craig Lockhart War Hospital, Edinburgh. They went on to have a profound influence on each other's work. The actual date was 15th to 19th of August. So this is how it started. 15th to 19th, so this is the 15th, so this is when it started.
These are poets, right?
Yeah, poets. Yeah. Interesting, they met at a war hospital.
Yeah.
So I guess they were both serving.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's a war hospital, yeah.
And 1917 during World War I.
Yeah.
3 years later, 1920, Polish troops commanded by Józef Pilsudski defeated the Soviets at the Battle of Warsaw. Miracle upon the Vistula.
Poles have been involved in so many.
Yeah.
It kind of the center, semi-center point in Europe. Over all the wars.
Now, see, here's the thing. And for a second, I'm going to be talking about, nail polish, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You have nail polish removal,
Mm-hmm.
So, polish removal and polish removal are spelled the same thing, same way.
Okay. So?
Well, we have
So
Polish.
why don't we
removal.
call them Polish instead of Polish?
I don't know. Anyway, 1923, Eamon de Valera arrested in Irish Free State. Look at those glasses.
Yeah.
He has no ear thing, so I guess that's a pince nez.
I guess so.
1936, Carla de Vires, a U.S. tourist at the swimming event of the Berlin Olympics, found Adolf Hitler, quote, so friendly and gracious, end quote. She shakes his hands and gives him a kiss. Wow. Look at him. He's all happy. Like,
Yeah.
I've never seen a happy Adolf Hitler. That looks so weird. Wow. Do you see him?
I can see him, but I can't really make out his
There you
features
go.
very well. Oh, there you go. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
You're right. Yeah. When do you ever see that guy smile?
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
In 1939, The Wizard of Oz,
Oh,
a
there you
U.S. musical fantasy film adaptation of L. Frank Baum's book, premiered at Grauman's Chinese Theater in Hollywood. Directed by Victor Fleming and King Vidor, with a cast featuring Judy Garland as Dorothy, Ray Bolger as Scarecrow, Jack Haley as Tin Man, Bert Lahr as Cowardly Lion, Frank Morgan as the Wizard, Billy Burke as Glinda. Who's Glinda? Oh, the Friendly Witch. And Margaret Hamilton as a Wicked Witch. Songs by Harold Arlen and Yip Harburg. What a name, Yip.
Yep. Yippee-yi-yay.
Yeah. Can you imagine, like, if he ever got in trouble with his mom, like, Yip Harburg! Like how can you get fearful of that? It's like, Yip. Like, oh. 1945, victory
Here we are
over
again.
Japan Day. The Japanese surrender at the end of World War I is announced in Japan due to time zones. 14th of August in the Americas. So, yeah, that is a good the kiss from the unknown sailor.
Yeah.
The tomb
And
of the
nurse.
unknown soldier.
And nurse. It's
Yeah.
It's a sailor and a nurse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was just a random woman that.
No, it's a nurse.
Okay.
She has a nurse's uniform on.
Well, she does, yeah. 1948, U.S. Open Women's Golf at the Atlantic City Country Club. Babe Didrikson Harris won by 8 strokes from Betty Hicks. 8 strokes now.
Yeah, that's
a
huge.
lot.
Yeah, it's huge.
90
They're learning.
Yep. Yeah. Learning, like, the sports stuff.
This is a new wrinkle for you.
Yeah, no, that was funny yesterday. Like, both you and Scott, at the same time, Mr. October.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
like, oh my God.
That's how he's known.
I'm surrounded. 1950, Ezzard Charles technically knocks out Freddie Beshore in 14 to retain heavyweight boxing title.
What year was that again?
1950.
Oh, okay.
Also in 1950, Sukarno proclaimed the Unitary Republic of Indonesia and became its first president.
He's wearing a fez.
Yeah. But this is like, happy birthday, Indonesia.
Yeah. Yeah.
They are now 72 years old. Yes.
Yeah.
1953, General Omar Bradley left office as chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff after 4 years and retired from active military service.
Omar
1953,
Bradley.
yeah. When did he die anyway? Omar Bradley. 1981. He was age 88. So he was born in the late 1800s.
Very late, yeah.
Yeah. 1893.
Yeah.
1954, dictator Alfredo Stroessner named himself the 42nd president of Paraguay. All right.
I love that. Named yourself.
Yeah.
Great.
I am now
Who's going to argue with me? Off
Yeah.
with your head.
Actually, the United States does technically have an emperor of America. It's like this schizophrenic guy that one day he just started proclaiming that he's the emperor of America.
Oh, really?
And then, like, just like, as a joke, people, like, bowed to him, and, they gave him, like whatever city or town or whatever he's in, he has, like, this, like, fictitious office, so he, like, works in City Hall or something.
Declared himself the emperor.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if he's mentally unstable, and if he really thinks he is, or if he's just, like, he just started doing it, and the joke got out of hand, and it's just like, hey, fuck it, because he makes money off of it. Like,
Really?
Yeah.
So he's not...
People donate to his cause.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. 1964, Mayor Richard Daley declared Ernie Banks Day in Chicago.
Ernie Banks.
Hmm.
Great Chicago Cubs baseball player.
Major League Baseball shortstop.
Yeah.
1965, Beatles played to their largest crowd of over 55,000 at Shea Stadium in New York City. Among those in attending were future wives Barbara Bash and Linda Eastman. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. That was a huge event.
55,000 seems like nothing today, though. You know.
Yeah, still a lot. It took the stadium, you know.
Yeah. Also in 1965, during the PGA Championship Men's Golf, Laurel Valley Golf Club, Dave Marr won his only major title, defeating Billy Casper and Jack Nicklaus by 2 strokes. Wow. 2 years later, Pope Paul VI published Constitution Regimini Ecclesiae Universae, which I have no clue what that is, so I'm going to look this up here. What is this? Wiki. Let me just see if there's a wiki of it. Yeah, Reform of the Roman Curia. Okay. So I'm going to add this into the underbar for anybody who's interested. Because it looks like there's a lot of information on this one. And this is not an encyclical, this is a constitution. So, 1968, Romanian President Nicolae Ceausescu visited Prague.
Looks like a kid.
He does. He's a future dictator of Romania. Well, he's a president now. I'm not sure if he's a dictator now or if he becomes one or whatever. Anyway, 1969, Woodstock. Hey.
There you go.
The festival opened in Bethel, New York on Max Younger's dairy farm. Performers included Richie Havens, Tim Harden, Reeve Schenker, Melanie, Arlo Guthrie, and Joan Baez.
Yeah.
I don't know any of those names.
You don't know any of those?
Nope.
Wow.
Nope.
Time goes by.
Yep. 1971, despite crashing out on lap 36, Scotsman Jackie Stewart clinched his second Formula One World Driving Championship at the Austrian Grand Prix at Österreich. French Tyrol driver Francois Pivet won the race.
Yeah, Jackie Stewart is a great driver.
It looks like he has my sunglasses. My sunglasses are not up here. Doesn't look like it.
It's hard to see if he's got the whole side thing.
No, they're just bubbles. I can see the.
Yeah.
1971 as well, U.S. President Richard Nixon announced a 90-day freeze on wages, prices, and rents.
Yeah, I remember that.
Moving on up into 1975, Indian action-adventure film Sholay, directed by Ramesh Sippy, starring Dharmendra and Amitabh Bachchan, was released, later to become the highest-grossing Indian film ever. Wow.
Never heard of it.
Neither have I. Remind me, after the show, I gotta show you a Bollywood clip, because these movies are just weird. 1979, Apocalypse Now, directed by Francois Ford Coppola and starring Marlon Brando, Robert Duvall, and Martin Sheen, was released. Palme d'Or, 1979, which I assume is some kind of reward or award,
What is it called again?
Palme d'Or.
I have no idea.
Palme d'Or.
Foreign film festival, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know any of that stuff.
It is an award. It is the highest prize awarded at the Cannes Film Festival.
Cannes, yeah, that's what I was trying to think of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to add this in the underbar here. And then, get that, put this there, underbar. And add it. Alright. And, let's see here. 1981, Ian Botham scored a century in 86 balls versus Australia at Old Trafford.
What?
Cricket.
Oh, yeah, of course. Got me again. Damn it. I'm looking at that. What the hell are they saying? I have no idea what they're talking about.
86 balls, though. That's a lot of nuts.
He has balls.
Yeah. 1985, P.W. Botha gave the Rubicon speech in Durban, South Africa, disappointing many by refusing to consider immediate and major reforms in the country's apartheid system.
Not good.
Yep. 365 days later, 1986, U.S. President Ronald Reagan decided to support a replacement Ford Challenger. So that's to be after the disaster?
Yeah, it's got to be.
Yeah.
I guess that's got to be in the same thing.
Yeah, Challenger.
Yeah. My high school grad speaker, Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan. The actor?
The actor?
1989, F.W. de Klerk became president of South Africa. Okay. 1989 as well. In second start since after cancer treatment, Giants' Dave Dravicki broke his pitching arm while throwing to Tim Raines. Ouch. Ugh, that sounds painful. 1 year later, 1990, Mark McGwire was the first to hit 30 home runs in each of his first 4 seasons. Dang.
Yeah.
This was before his steroiding up?
Yeah, when he first came up, yeah.
Okay.
He wasn't, what do you call it? Drugging.
Yeah, doping.
Doping, thank you.
1993, Nolan Ryan, 324th and final victory, Rangers 4, Indians 1.
I tell you what, that boy or man could throw a fastball beyond belief. Man, did he throw hard.
Anyway, 1994, South African President Nelson Mandela received Anne Frank Penning.
What?
Anne Frank Penning. Who is that?
Some kind of award? We know who Anne Frank is,
Penning,
so it's got to
Anne
be
Frank. Is it a person?
Well, Anne Frank is.
Well, I know who Anne Frank is.
Okay.
Nelson Mandela. Address by President Nelson Mandela. We call it the Anne Frank Penning, and we would like to present you as evidence of our admiration. Okay, so it's some kind of like document, I think, like some kind of like national thing recognizing, you know, Anne Frank and what she went through.
Would it be like an organization, an Anne Frank organization, recognizing his contribution?
What is Anne Frank Penning? Let's see here. Just a Penning. How Anne Frank became one of history's most important figures. I don't know. Like here, let me just. Oh, frick. Okay. I just accidentally closed the entire tab. So, let's. It was 1980. Yeah. Here we go. 1988. Right? No. 89. There we go. 1994. Okay. I'll just search this entire thing here.
It just looked like they were, whatever the organization is, whatever that is recognizes his contributions to humanity, would be my guess.
Yeah, well, I'm getting here, address by President Nelson Mandela at the Johannesburg opening of the Anne Frank exhibition in the Museum of Africa, Johannesburg.
Okay.
15th of August, 1994.
Okay,
That's
so it was an exhibition on Anne Frank.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Or I think it's like an exhibit. You know,
Exhibit, well, yeah,
something.
there you go, exhibition, exhibit. Yeah.
Wait, moving on up into 1997, LA Dodgers retire Tommy Lasorda's number 2.
Yeah.
1998, Omagh bombing in Northern Ireland, the worst terrorist incident of the Troubles, caused the deaths of 29 people and injures about 220 more. Wow.
Just going back to, scroll up there to Tommy Lasorda.
Yeah.
One of his great lines, of course, he was the Dodgers manager, right? So he says, when I get cut, I bleed Dodger blue.
Well, that's not good. That just tells me that he's not getting enough oxygen into his blood. You know, you're supposed to bleed red. It's red because it's oxygen. You know.
It's oxygen.
Yeah.
It turns
like
red.
yeah.
Because our blood is actually blue.
That is true. Without oxygen.
Without oxygen, as soon as you open it up, it turns blue.
If you're bleeding blue, you have a problem.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
2006, Der Spiegel Online published documents confirming German writer Günter Grass's membership of the Waffen-SS in World War II. Ooh. So this guy, he was part of the SS. World War II.
Mean son of a gun.
2008, a U.S. 1-2 in the 200-meter backstroke at the Beijing Olympics with Ryan Loesch swimming a world record 1 minute 53.94 seconds to beat teammate Aaron Pearsall. All right.
So they're a 1-2 punch.
Yep, a 1-2. 2017, Barack Obama's tweet, "No one is born hating another person because of the color of his skin or the background or his religion," in quotes, in response to Charlottesville violence becomes most liked tweet ever. Yeah, what a crock of shit. 2017, Daniel Craig confirmed he will play James Bond one more time. Huh.
Yeah, he's never James Bond as far as I'm concerned.
It's no longer about like espionage and like the thrill of the hunt. Everybody just wants action this, action that. So that's unfortunately what James Bond has devolved into. It's no longer like like something that incites the mind. Like a mystery. You know, like because you're watching him solve it, but you're solving it too subconsciously.
Well, the whole point was he was very arrogant, but he backed it all up. Bond.
Yeah.
James Bond.
Like a shaken, not stirred.
Yeah.
2018, Italian Prime Minister Giuseppe Conte declared a 12-month state of emergency in Liguria after the collapse of the Mondrian Bridge. I guess, like, I think a huge amount of infrastructure has to go other ways, so that would cause a lot of problems.
No question.
Also in 2018, U.S. President Donald Trump revoked security clearance of former CIA director and Trump critic John Brennan. All right, well, that makes me wonder.
Ex-CIA director.
Yeah.
He was a private citizen.
Former CIA director.
And so he didn't want to have clearance anymore.
Okay. Well, is that like in the thing? Like, are they supposed to have clearance for life?
Not necessarily, but they don't usually revoke it either. But it's not really used. It's just kind of like a slap in the face or something. More, it's significant.
Yeah, I'm just seeing this and I'm like, that's kind of a petty thing, because I'm like Trump critic. Did he do it because he's criticizing him? Like, oh, how dare you? I'm going to take away your thing.
Well, I think he was doing it on a level that, he is the president.
Yeah.
And I can't defend this because I don't know enough about it. It's all poppycock as far as I'm concerned, but no doubt he was concerned what he was saying about the government or him, which is one and the same, that I don't want him to have security.
Yeah.
So he could be doing it as a defense for the U.S. government, but it's all poppycock. It's all politics BS.
Yeah. Anyway, 1 year later, 2019, Disney Studios became the first studio to have 5 films to earn over $1 billion each in 1 year. Toy Story 4, Avengers, Endgame, Captain Marvel, Aladdin, and The Lion King.
Wow.
It's over $5 billion right there.
Wow.
They're too big. They need to stop. Something needs to be done. 2021, just last year, Afghan President Ashraf Ghani fled the country as Taliban forces entered the capital, Kabul, and took control.
With a plane load of cash, we might add.
Yep. And that's during that same time, oh god, this piece of crap. 2021 as well, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, also known as Fidel Jr., called a snap election for the 20th of September, 2 years ahead of schedule. Wow. So, yeah, I remember that. 2 years ahead of schedule.
Read it again one more time.
2021 Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, also known as Fidel Jr., called a snap election for the 20th of September, 2 years ahead of schedule. So, have I shown
just want to hear Fidel Jr. again.
Oh, like Justin?
Oh, I know.
Fidel. Have you seen those?
Taking away liberties.
No. Have you seen let's see here. Here we go. Let's see if I can get a big picture for you here. Can you see it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Look at this. This is a young Fidel Castro.
Yeah.
That's Justin Trudeau. Now, this is young Fidel Castro with his iconic beard.
Yeah.
Is current Justin Trudeau. Look at the nose. Look at the lips, cheekbones, the eyes. Like it's literally the same guy.
Come on. Who cares? I was looking at it as a joke politically wise.
It's not a joke. So. It's 100% true. But before we go into Burst and Test, were there any articles that grabbed your attention more than most?
Well, I like the Fidel Jr. running right out of the chute.
Yeah.
The last one.
Yeah. Well, there's, VJ Day, again, because of time zones and all that crap.
Yep. You get it 2 days in a row.
This guy, set fire to living quarters, murdering 7 people.
Yeah.
That was
the servants.
Tragic. Yeah, the servant and all that stuff. The neutrality thing. No loans to belligerents. That whole thing we were having a hang up on. What is a belligerent?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because from what I read, some of what you said is true, and some of what I said is true.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to figure it out. I'm trying to, definitively define it. kissing Hitler. You
Yeah,
know,
jeez.
the Wizard of Oz, though, that's pretty cool. Came out.
Yeah. One of the all-time recognizable movies. I mean, you talk about Legs of Life. Boy, that one's it.
Yeah. Omar Bradley leaving office, you know, like he's
but it's still a major.
he's a big
major
name,
deal.
you know.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you know, that's how I started. You know, like many people start becoming a historian through World War II. You know.
Yeah, that's right.
Such
That's
a big thing. That's how I started. World War II. Then I started looking into World War I, looking into other wars, and I started looking into other, you know, annals of history, and like, you know, everything is interesting in its own right.
Yeah.
You know, like.
But it's the most important thing with history is we have to learn from it. We can't just forget it and ignore it. Oh, that'll never happen again. Wrong.
This guy lived through segregation, and now he's living through it coming back.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. There you go.
You know, like, it's ridiculous. Never thought in a million years that he'd ever, you know, come back to this crap.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. Anyway, moving on in the burst, starting us off in 1769, the famous Napoleon Bonaparte was the French military leader and emperor of France from 1804 through 14, and then 1815. Born in Ajaccio, Corsica, France, dying in 1821. So,
how old was he when he died?
Let's see here.
Somewhere
51.
51.
That's pretty young.
Very young.
Yeah. Hell, candle that burns twice as bright, you know, lasts half as long.
Yeah.
So, you know, he was that description. In Harlow Curtis, in 1893, was the president of General Motors from 1953 through 58. He was born in Petreville, Michigan, dying in 1962. Huh. All right. Has like the Walt Disney look.
He sure does.
Yeah. Jack Lynch, born on this date in 1917, was the Irish politician and Taoiseach, 1966 through 73 and 77 through 79. Born in Shanton, Cork, Ireland, dying in 1999. What is a Taoiseach? Taoiseach. See here. Taoiseach. An Irish word that means chief or leader. Okay. Well, that explains things.
I'm thinking of the wrong man. I thought Jack Lynch was CEO of a major corporation. Can't think of it now. Maybe there's two different Jack Lynches. I don't know.
Let me look that up here real quick. Let me add this link into the underbar. Jack Lynch, CEO. HMH. John Jack Lynch, HMH. Houghton Mifflin Harcourt. Is any of this sounding?
No.
Okay.
That must be a mistake. Go ahead.
1924, we have Phyllis Schlafly, right-wing crusader, Eagle Forum president, born in St. Louis, Missouri, dying in 2016. That's not that long ago.
What is her notoriety again?
Right-wing crusader. You know.
Why is she a person of note, I wonder?
Eagle Forum president.
Okay.
Eagle Forum.
Yeah.
What is the Eagle Forum?
So it's a group of conservatives.
Eagle Forum is a conservative interest group in the United States founded by Phyllis Schlafly in 1972. Okay, so she founded this.
Yeah.
And is a parent organization that also includes the Eagle Forum Education and Legal Defense Fund and the Eagle Forum PAC. We all know about super PACs.
Yeah, well,
you know?
The legal fund thing is probably where the PAC comes from.
Yep. You gotta know the law to have, how to manipulate it.
You gotta have the money.
Yep, that too. In 1925, Oscar Peterson was born on this date. He was a Canadian jazz pianist and composer, born in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, dying in 2007.
Canadian jazz. You don't hear that often.
Yeah, it's like...
But obviously, yeah.
It's like... Hey, boots, buddy, you know?
Okay, moving on.
We have Stieg Larsson in 1954. Carl Stieg Erland Larsson, Swedish author, girl with a dragon tattoo. Oh, okay, that guy. Born in Skelleftehamn, Sweden, dying in 2004. Alice was talking to me about this guy the other day. The girl with the dragon tattoo, like there's supposed to be like an entire series of books and stuff, you know.
Really?
But he only got I think he got through one book or so, or he was like halfway through the other. I don't know the exact semantics. Alice, where are you?
Fill us in.
Yeah. but he died. So,
Wow.
you know, yeah. So it didn't come to fruition. But, like, he was building up an entire, you know,
scroll
thing.
back down. Doesn't he? That guy, I don't feel good. Doesn't he look like that's what he's saying? I don't feel good.
Yeah,
I'm
looks
dying
like,
here.
He looks like he should be laying down. You know, it's not, like, you know, very pale. You know, like he has
He's just sweet.
a very
He matches the snow.
A very uncomfortable look on his face.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have Melinda Gates.
There you go.
Yeah, Bill Gates' wife,
Yeah.
1964, former wife.
Yeah.
He got divorced.
Yeah.
U.S. philanthropist and co-chair of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, born in Dallas, Texas.
Yeah.
So, yeah. 1972, Ben Affleck is a U.S. Academy Award-winning screenwriter, Good Will Hunting, actor in Armageddon and Pearl Harbor, and BAFTA Award-winning director Argo, born in Berkeley, California. That's not that far.
Berkeley?
Yeah.
No, it's right outside of San Francisco. Inland.
1978, we have Abiy Ahmed is the Prime Minister of Ethiopia from 2018 and current. The winner of the 2019 Nobel Peace Prize, born in Bashasha, Ethiopia. All right. We have Anita Sarkeesian, 1983, Canadian-U.S. blogger and feminist media critic. Tropes versus women in video games, born in Canada. So she's one of those people.
She's great. Great individual. Because she's born in Canada. I don't know anything else about her.
Are you losing your mind, sir? You know, women, like, tropes versus women in video games. This is
have
one
no
of
idea
these,
what that is.
No, that's like,
That's like talking sports to you.
Well, yeah, well, that's essentially like it's a political thing. It's like, you know, because most gamers are male, you know, and it's a toxic male environment. And I've seen it, like, you know, like a woman joins, like a Discord server, a Skype thing, you know, a video game lobby, and then everyone's all like, you know, oh, can I send you dick pics? Okay, I see your boobs, you know, blah blah blah. Like they get all on them like a bunch of horny, ravenous teenagers, you know. And so, you know, it really is a thing, but, you know, they've turned this into, like, you know, part of the whole anti-male movement. Like, you know, look what the women have to, you know, endure in the video game. You know, like, you know, yeah, you have a point.
I'm playing on the Canadian, so
yeah,
I don't know anything on that.
And she even has, you know, one of that liberal face, like, I'm better than you.
Oh, come on, a liberal face.
He has a very punchable face. That's all I'm saying. 1990, Jennifer Lawrence.
Wait, you just can't say she has a punchable face. Come on.
I would love to punch that
face. She may be the sweetest thing in the world. That's the look I was going for. Move on.
1990, Jennifer Lawrence, a U.S. actress, Winter's Bone, Silver Linings Playbook, born in Louisville, Kentucky. I'm going to have to ask Queen about this person, because Queen is like the Canadian, one of the Canadians I have in my server.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to have to ask her if she knows anything about Anita Sarkeesian.
I don't think she's that well known.
I don't know.
Anyways, going back to Elizabeth, what's her name? Yeah, there you go.
Oh, this
Elizabeth Lawrence?
Jennifer Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah.
What kind of face does she have? Is that punchable?
That's a druggy face.
Okay, we're getting ourselves in trouble here. I'm being
She's
funny.
an actress.
Yeah, of course she's an actress.
So of course she's on drugs.
She did. Oh, come on. A lot are, but not all.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on into deaths, we have Macbeth in 1057.
Ooh.
Talked about him yesterday.
Yeah.
He was the King of Scots from 1040 to 57. He was slain in battle by the son of King Duncan at around 52.
Yeah.
So, slain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dang.
Macbeth.
And we have Wiley Post. Wiley Post. So it sounds like, a fence post.
Why do I know that name?
1935. He died on this date in 1935. He was a U.S. aviator at the first solo flight around the world. Killed in a plane crash in Alaska at 36.
Jeez.
Wow, that's young. He looks like somebody in his 40s with that picture. Look at that.
Yeah.
1935 as well, we lost Will Rogers. Was a U.S. humorist and actor, judge, priest. Died in a plane crash in Alaska at 55. Oh, I think they were together. So.
Yeah. Obviously.
Yeah.
Same day, same place. Yeah.
Same way, same everything.
Yeah.
So.
Well, if you were doing something with Will Rogers, you're on a pretty high level, Willie Post.
Yeah. 1971, Paul Lukas was a Hungarian actor. Kim, Berlin Express. Died of heart failure at 76. And Sheikh Mujibur Rahman died on this date in 1975. Was the founding father of Bangladesh, the first and fourth president of Bangladesh, 1971 through 72 and 75 through 76. Assassinated in a military coup by a group of junior army officers at 55. That's not...
Those juniors will get you.
That's not how you want to go down as the first, person.
No.
First and fourth, though. So, 72 to 75.
Out, then back in.
In 3 years, there's 2 other people. So that's a huge destabilization.
Juniors, junior officers, that means it was a military coup.
Yeah, well, it says here, military coup.
Yeah. And taken over by the military. That's not good.
Bangladesh. Who else died on this date? Gerd Müller, 2021 last year. Der Bomber was a German soccer striker, 62 caps, FIFA World Cup 1974, and Bayern Munich, 453 games, 398 goals. Died from Alzheimer's disease at 75. Now, I didn't know that was lethal. Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
Although, is it just your brain just dies or something?
Well, that's a good question.
How do you die from Alzheimer's? Is Alzheimer's lethal? Obviously it is. Oh, it's a fatal form of dementia. It is the 6th leading cause of death in the United States. Holy shit. Accounting for 3.6% of all deaths in 2014. It is the 5th leading cause of death among people aged 65 years and older in the U.S. Wow. And, here's another thing. You know that we have fluoride in the water and everything.
Yeah.
Fluoride is a heavy metal. Heavy metals in the brain, directly linked to dementia, Alzheimer's, various other mental conditions. And they found that people who drink, City Punch, what's a comedian I saw called City Punch, just tap water, whatever, with all that crap in it, they have a much higher risk of developing all of these mental, problems.
Who's saying bottled water's any better?
It's filtered, so.
They tell us it's filtered.
Yeah, true.
And what do they filter out? Do they filter out heavy metals? Do they figure out the lead?
Yeah.
Well, the old saying, in our business, we are controlled by what we put down the drain, and our standards are higher than our drinking water.
Yeah, what you put out to the city is of higher, purity than what you're pumping in. You actually have to purify what you get first, and so you're purifying it twice.
So we purify the city water.
Yeah.
So my motto for a long time was, we can drink it, but we can't flush it.
Yeah, that's stupid. Wow. Anyway, that concludes the show. Once again, check the underbar of the description for any links that you may find interesting, including but not limited to everything OMNI Coalition. For your dose of Passive Events Daily, we stream every day at 10 in the morning Pacific time. For all of you and all of us, I am A.O. Xander.
Meet Cleaver.
And you, of course, are you. And until you see us tomorrow, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Until then, toodles. Let's go, Brad.